I was born ready.
Fair enough.
Sorry, it's the alcohol speaking. Okay, I'm just gonna start talking, if that's okay.
Sure.
Perfect. Hey guys, I wanted to make this video for a long time. I never got to make it for a bunch of reasons, mainly because this guy keeps on being too busy. But now that I have him here, I'm currently in Nashville, Tennessee. For those of you who know me, you guys know me because of Surge and what we've done over the last couple of years in marketing. But funnily, interesting story, in the early days of Surge, and I'm talking about five years ago?
Yeah, about that.
I met this dude in Colombo because he was an international arms dealer. I kid you not. And we met up and we basically built a product. And I kind of wanted to talk about that for a little bit. It's a product called PublisherRocket. And we kind of built it from essentially what was an idea to a 7-figure business over it didn't take 5 years.
3 actually.
Yeah, so
3.
over 3 years we built a 7-figure product, and I kind of wanted to take you guys through that journey because very few of you guys actually know about it because we don't talk about it. This is when you jump in and say, hey, this is how we started.
Okay. Yeah, so I created kindlepreneur.com, my main website. We had a lot of traffic, and there was a product that we were selling called Kindle Samurai. And Kindle Samurai only worked on PC, it didn't work on Mac. It had a whole bunch of things that were broken with it, and yet my website, as an affiliate, I was selling a lot of it. And I'm like, wow, you know, if we could just create pretty much that product, but make it also work for Mac and make all the components work and have a great support system behind it, it would be a way better product, and we knew that we'd be able to make sales. So we started off working together, trying to create exactly this product, and at the same time we started thinking about how can we take it further, how can we make it better.
Funny story though, I met Dave because so for those of you guys who don't know, I'm a massive finance nerd, and I used to watch this personal finance podcast called Radical Personal Finance. And I had a friend of mine called Renee who I met through a Facebook group. I mean, I haven't physically met her. I still haven't physically met her. I should meet her soon. And she said, hey, you know what? A friend of mine is actually in Sri Lanka right now. You two should meet. And this was somewhere around 2012 or 2013. And I just messaged this guy and said, hey, do you want to grab coffee? Actually, you messaged me, I think.
Yeah.
And said, hey, you want to grab coffee? And it was the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, I was, well, what's funny was that I was actually calling to verify and check you out for her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, like, because, like, I think you were talking to her about doing SEO, like some kind of service, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll go meet with him and talk to him and, you know, see how much he knows about SEO.
Right, because like a random Indian dude is going to talk to you about SEO, and of course, right?
Yeah, right, so, and of course, yeah, so I'm like, all right, well, this is kind of a small world, so I'll meet with him, and it was pretty apparent that, yeah, you definitely knew what you were talking about, that you were absolutely legit, and at the same time, I started talking about some of the things I was facing. You were like, oh, well, I've got a solution for that. I've got a solution for that. We could do that. Yeah, no problem. I'm like, huh, all right, fair enough.
So it's like the dumbest thing ever, because I think for a period, it took us about 3 months to build it, right? Or
yeah, it was about 3 months, maybe 4. I think we talked about it for a couple of months, and then when we actually, you know, got working, that it was about 3 months of actual work.
Right. So he was stationed at a house provided by the embassy. So he was working for the US Embassy in Sri Lanka, and I think I practically lived at his house for the better part of 3 months. We just did random projects, and I would go to his place and I would crash there, and he would have like this entire refrigerator stocked with Red Bull. I kid you not.
Yep.
He would open up a bottle of Prosecco and you would just get completely buzzed on wine, while I would go through probably about 12 to 13 cans of Red Bull per day, and
Yep.
This is not the sugar-free one. I was considerably larger than I am now. I still remember because his house had like 3 stories, and obviously he put the computer in the attic. Does that?
People that make you have to work for your Red Bull.
So what ended up happening was we had to, it's 3 stories up, right? So I would climb to the 3rd floor or like the 2nd floor and have a conversation with him halfway through so that I wouldn't have to I'd lose my breath. Man, those are weird times.
Yeah, so we would walk up, we would have a conversation, and then by the time you're ready, we'd walk up again, and then we'd get started working. Yeah. Well, but the key was that I was giving him copious amounts of Red Bull, and we had some good times just sitting up there
if I
thinking and developing.
If I die of like kidney failure, it's on you. It's partially on you.
I'll take that. I'll send you some money for your funeral.
I mean, we've done this over the last 5 years, but essentially you've built a brand and a business that has taken to the point where Amazon's like, hey, if you don't change your name, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah,
I think that's a good thing. Not the actual suing part, but if Amazon's like acknowledging your existence.
Yep.
So they've built a product that does over $1 million in bottom line revenue, like not profit, which is bizarre considering WeWork valuations and how every single thing is just stupid now in terms of how businesses are quote unquote valued. What do you think is that like the most important thing if someone's out there that's trying to build a product, a business that is worth something or is trying to create some amazing thing out there? What do you think they should be doing, and like what, because we've had difference in opinion over like we have completely different things. So like Dave is full on, let's go ahead and focus and double down and all of that, and my like historically I have been doing 600 different things. For each one of us, our own thing surprisingly works.
Yeah.
Do you want to touch on that for a bit?
Yeah, well, my thing was that when we created Rocket, like I knew that it was going to do well. I knew there was a hungry market. I knew that I was already selling something, and what I was selling wasn't as good as it could be. So if I made that product and I made it better, I knew that there was a buying market. It was, in a way, it wasn't even a risk at that point. It was, if you build it, it will happen. Because we had the data. We knew that people wanted this. We knew that people were willing to pay for it. So for me, it was one of those that I just needed to deliver. I needed to create this level of a product and that it would take care of itself. So with that in mind, it wasn't so much a gamble. It wasn't so much, it was do this and do this right and you will see benefit.
If someone's out there that's trying to build something, whether it's a product or a service company, it doesn't matter. If you could, over the last 5 years, what you've learned building this business, what would that one piece of advice be?
That's a really good question. I would have to say that when it comes to this, just understand that you've almost always got to learn. When we first started it, it was just a program. It had a couple of features. Some of the greatest things that helped us as a software company was that we had more features to add. Right? So as we added more and we made it better, our customers just saw that their investment got better and better as the year went by. Like it was, the initial investment was a smart thing. So I'm happy that we didn't have the final product when we launched it. We had a good enough product, a minimum valuable product that we launched, and then we just made it better, and it helps kind of build our branding. It helps people say, you know, when you buy it, come a year from now, it's probably going to be even better and you're going to benefit from that. So I would say for those who are looking at building software, building a product, understand that what you launch with does not have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough.
Or in a nicer way, because this is a one-time product that you don't have to, it's not like a SaaS business where you have to constantly pay every month.
Yeah, or else you don't get paid, yeah.
I'd say it just add value.
Add value. You're right. A lot of that comes from support, having a great team, great people there to take the time. It's from being open and honest when you run into a problem with your software. Like, let's face it, you're gonna have a bug. So make sure that you do it and you do it right. And just continue to provide and create content, create value.
So Dave and I have a bet. First one to $1 billion wins. I'm obviously going to win.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording this now.
Sounds good.
We're both obviously drunk.
Well, I didn't have any.
Okay, then it's just me.
It's just you.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do I stop this?
Doot, doot, doot.